Jay, why don't I see the Lamborghini in your videos anymore? Jay, is your Lamborghini still wrapped? In this video, I'm going to be going through how much the car cost, insurance, and filling it up with fuel, why I sold it, and if I would ever get one again. Let me just take you guys back a little bit first. So, from a young age, I was always into cars. Like, my stepdad, my sister's boyfriend, my brother, they were all car enthusiasts. Cars had always been a part of my life from a very young age. I don't think I was ever really a car enthusiast until the age of 13, when I remember watching Iron Man for the first time and I saw Tony Stark with the Audi R8. Me and my nephew literally turned to each other and I was like, oh my god, I need this car. That was, I'd say, the spark for the motivation and the inspiration and ambition throughout the rest of my life until now. I guess from a young age, you're easily influenced and material objects seem really, really big and far-fetched and important to you because you don't know the values of life. Like, things, material objects are the things of life. They're pushed to us so much through like movies and commercials and all this stuff. Like, as a kid, you eat that shit up. I guess I was kind of buying into everything expensive that I'd see in movies and stuff. The one thing I'm really proud of myself of though is whenever I'd see a crazy car in a movie or a big house, I would never show any sign of jealousy, if that makes sense. I was always so excited to see these things, and all I could ever think was, I want this. I want this for myself. Fast forward to the age of 24 and I'm now in a position where I could buy my dream car, the Lamborghini Aventador S Roadster. This car was a fucking machine. I had so much fun in it. I can never deny that. This car was just, I would find any excuse to get in this car. I would literally drive to the shop in this car to get water, even though I have water in my fridge. I'd message my friends saying, yo, should we go for a drive? Because I'd want to go out in this car. I was living my dream. I absolutely loved this car and I cannot even express the feeling I had. The day I picked this up, oh my god, this just blew everything out of the water that I had previously to this car. It had a top speed of 222 miles an hour. It was a 6.5 litre V12. Like, yo, it was fucking mad. Like, the car was just a joke. You turn it on and it was like an orchestra played you music. My 13-year-old self was fanboying inside. I couldn't believe that I got to this position, and I'm so grateful and so fortunate to have been able to say, oh, I had this car. Guys, you don't understand how much it means to me, man. Now to the real question, why would you get rid of it if you loved it so much and it was your dream? How do I say this without sounding like a prick? It took me to have this car to realize that these things don't matter in life, and I think my values started to change, and I think I began to realize that a car doesn't make you a better person, or a car doesn't help you in any way. In fact, it actually depreciates in value so much. It's mind-blowing. These cars, these supercars, are mind-blowing how much money you lose on them. For example, I would literally not drive this thing for 3 weeks straight. It would be sat in my back garden whilst we were making videos next to it. There was chocolate milk being splashed up it. Essentially, I fell out of love with this vehicle, which was, it's actually heartbreaking to think about right now, to be honest. But it is what it is. Values change and your priorities change. I loved every second I drove that car, but it just got to a point where you're in a car, you realize you're just in a car. Taking this thing to Starbucks or a McDonald's drive-thru, yeah, was not very convenient. The car is like twice the width of a fucking Fiat 500, you know what I mean? Now, some juicy information. I know you're all very interested on how much this car cost and how much it costs to run. This car cost around £270,000, which is just, if I told that to my 13-year-old self, I think I'd literally turn into a pretzel. The insurance cost me about £2,000 a month, not the year, a month, purely because of my past driving experience. I had points and stuff, which didn't help. It actually took me an entire month to find a company that would insure me. I literally messaged John Terry because I remember back in the day reading in the newspaper that this guy had a criminal record for drink driving, but then I saw on his Instagram recently that he's got Ferraris and shit. So I messaged him and I was like, yo, hook your boy up. So I did some digging, messaged a couple of insurance companies and finally got a quote, and it was like 24k for the year. 24 grand to insure a vehicle. I was spending about £300 a week on fuel. That's £1,200 a month on fuel. It just didn't make sense for me to be spending each month £3,200 for this thing to be collecting dust and chocolate milk in my back garden. Oh, and on top of that, whilst you own this vehicle, it actually depreciates a lot. The dealerships upprice these things like crazy. So when they buy them back off you, they buy them back at a lower price, but then they resell it for a shit ton more. So buying supercars, it's actually a joke, to be honest. Was it worth it? For the experience and the joy and the fanboy in my 13-year-old self, fuck yes. Financially, probably the dumbest move you could possibly make is investing in supercars. But if it's something that you love and you're a car enthusiast, then literally I urge you to go and enjoy your life and spend your money how you like. I promise you, I am not telling you how to spend your money. My car was sat in my garden collecting dust and chocolate milk for $3,500 a month, bruh. Oh, and on top of that, I lost about 40 grand in equity on the whole thing. I took L's. Would I recommend getting a Lamborghini Aventador? 100% if you love cars and it is your dream, because I'd be a hypocrite to say no. I had a goal and I fucking got it. But there you go. A lot of people have been asking why I don't have the Aventador anymore, or if I do have it, and the answer is no. You guys are part of the reason I was able to get this vehicle. I want to give back to you guys a little bit, so I'm going to be giving away a pizza every single month for the rest of the year to a subscriber of this channel. So if you're not already subscribed, I'd suggest doing so now for free food for the rest of the year. Peace!